All right, today I'm going to show you how to use this Canon EOS 5D Mark II camera. This thing's about 10 years old. The first thing you want to do is turn it on. Here is the on and off button, and you click it right like that. And then to get to the menu, it's right here. And from there you can do everything, and we're going to show you how it all works today in this video. First of all, let's go ahead and get the battery out. I've got it on the off position. I'm going to flip the camera over. I'm going to come to the very bottom. It says bat open. I got to push this little lever down. When I do, I use my little nail. Kind of catches it and it opens it. Then I'm going to come to this little white deal, pop that. I'm going to pull this battery out. And you'll notice as I pull it out, there's the terminals right there. That's how it comes out. I'm going to set it down next to this one. I'm going to grab this one. Notice there's a spring in there. When I put it in, I'm sliding it down those little grooves, just like that. See how it kind of bounces? And then all I have to do is give it a gentle push, and then just push the door and squeeze it, and it closes. And now we've got a new battery in there, and we can go ahead and charge this one. So I'm going to go ahead and set the camera down. And if you notice on here, you have the terminals right here, and you have these little things that kind of rub over the terminals, and this kind of inserts in this little area here. So when I put these in, if you notice, look here, you see these little channels? Notice that there's these little channels here. So we've got to kind of put it up. So I'm setting it in there. If I set it like that, it won't go in. So I got to kind of move it over. And now, if you look, it's got a little arrow there. And as I push it, watch, it kind of clicks on there and it's ready to go. And so now what we've got to do is find a plug that we can plug it into. And preferably, if you have a plug that sets this way, that keeps gravity holding this down. Sometimes when you put it this way, it can slip a little bit. But if you get it this way, that's good. So let's go ahead and see if we can find ourselves a plug. All right, so I've got one here in my bathroom. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and smush it in there. And when I do, you're going to see this little blinking light. When that turns green, this battery will be charged. All right, so let's come back a couple hours later and we look, and guess what? Our battery's charged and ready to go. Now all we got to do is insert it into the camera when we're ready. I'm going to show you how you get the card out. And you're going to notice that this camera has a little bit bigger card than what you're used to. So you have to open up this side here. This is a CF card. And you're going to notice right here, it says card open. So what I do is I push this towards this way, and that just pops up. And then you'll see the CF card right there. And then all you have to do is press this little gray lever, and the card pops out. And this is a 32 gig Duracell. This is like over 10 years old. And you can see here it says CF, and it shows the front of it. And this is how you put it in. And when you push it down just right there, you notice that pops up. So to get it out like that, bam. And then we're going to go ahead and read this. I'm going to show you how to read it on a card reader and download the photos or video onto your iMac. And that's basically how you take the card out or put the card in. Put the card in, you have to have this side with the holes in it down, and you're in the front of the card, the name of the card here, and then push it down. That pops up. To get it out, pop that, bam. And that's basically how you do it. Close the hood, bam. So open this way. You'll notice that it says CF. That's the front of the card. It's in there. If I press this button, it pops out. I pull the card out. You'll notice the pinholes are on this side. It goes in the same way, just like that. Push it down. Again, when I push it down, you'll notice that this pops up. See that? It opens up my card port. To get my card out, you'll see it says CF, and the logo should be facing this way. Pins down. You're going to click this little gray button, and bam, you got your card. And if you look, you'll see the pins are there. This is the face of the card. That's the back of the card. So when you're putting it in, you always want to have the face forward, pins down, the holes down. Slide it in there. It's kind of hard to do from this angle. Push it down. And when I push it down, you notice that gray button pops up. Bam. So anyway, I took a couple pictures with this, and I'm going to show you how to download them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it out, close it, and then we're going to go ahead and read this card right here. Now, this, just so you know, this, you can read it off the camera with a USB, but this is the old style USB. And I don't have one of those cords. Luckily, I bought a card reader a couple months ago, and there's a USB regular. I got to put it in the back of the computer, and then it has a CF card reader right here. So I lucked out. So I'm going to go ahead and slide this in the back of the computer. set the card down here. All right, so I've got to get it into that hole there. And you got it, it's like 50-50 shot that you got it the right way, right? And of course I don't, so I got to flip it over. That's why I like the USB-Cs better. They're much better. There we go. Got to get it all the way in. All right, so I got it in there. That's a pain in the ass with the apples. You got to come to the back of the frickin' monitor to do it. All right, here's our card. Here's our reader right here. Now I just got to get it inside of there, you'll see. So we're going to put it in. When we put it in, we're going to put it face up, and we're going to slide that baby right in there. All right, so pins this way, face up. Don't put it in backward. Slide it in like this. Squeeze it. We should see it show up. Bam, there it is. It shows up right there on my desktop. Now I'm going to go down here to image capture. I'm going to click on that. It shows it here. So first I'm going to pick a destination. I don't want to put it in pictures because I could never find that on my computer. So I'm going to click on desktop. So I'm going to click with my mouse on this first photo. Then I'm going to slide down to here, and I'm going to press shift and click on that. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit download, and they should appear somewhere on the desktop. There they are. Bam, done. 1, 2. Okay. And that's it. That's how you do it. Let's take a look at it. That's a picture of my guitar. And this is a picture of a Polaroid camera. And that's basically how you do it. I'm going to show you how to format your CF card in your Canon EOS 5D Mark II camera. So first of all, let's go ahead and find our card. I'm going to show you where the card goes. If you look on the right side, you're going to see card open. You got to pull it this way. It pops open like that. To get the card out, you press this little lever. It pops it up. And you'll notice, if you look, the facing of the card is where all the logo is. The back of the card has that on it usually. And you'll see the pinholes. You want to be pinhole down, right? Push it in. Watch how this pops up right here. Okay, we're in. Pull it over. Go like that. All right, the first thing to do it, to format this thing, you gotta get the camera on. So we're gonna turn it from off to on. Then we're gonna come over, we're gonna click menu. All right, it's gonna open up to whatever page you left it at last time. And in this one right here, we're on the first page. But to navigate along the top here, notice this isn't touchscreen because this is a 10-year-old camera. To navigate over, we've got to get to this fourth one. The way I do that is I'm gonna pull this towards me. That moves it in this direction. Watch. 1, 2, 3. So I'm on the fourth one now. And I've already got it set on format. But the way you would navigate here is with this. If I push it this way, it goes up. If I pull it this way, it goes down. Once I'm on format, what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the center button right here. It's going to bring me to a new page. And if you look on here, it says format card, all data will be lost. I only have a couple pictures I took on it, so I don't really care. To navigate from cancel to OK, I'm going to pull this way. It's going to highlight OK. Then I come to the center button, and I'm going to press it. And bam, Bob's your uncle, you just formatted your card. And that's how you do it. To get out of menu, you just click it again and you're ready to go and shoot some more photos. All right, so if you bought a Canon 5D Mark II or any camera that's this expensive, you're pretty serious about photography. And so how should you shoot and what should you shoot? That's the question. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up the menu and we're gonna look at the quality. All right, so the first thing that is in your menu on the first page is quality. So let's go ahead and open that thing up right there. All right, so here we are. Right now I've got it set on large JPEG, and that is a compressed file. JPEG, of course, stands for Joint Photographic Expert Group, and I think Samsung is the one who created these. And the idea was to have compressed files that you could store on the internet. And so if you look down there, you've got a smooth half circle and L, which means large, and then you got it like a chunky one, large. Same thing for mediums and small. And so what do those mean? Well, the first one is basically smooth large. And a smooth large file, when you take one picture, is about 6 megabytes. If you've got 2 gigabytes of storage, you could put 310 pictures in. The noisy one here, right here, that's the one next to it. Let me just move it over. That one with the chunky looking thing, or staircase next to the L. That's going to give you a file size of about 3 megabytes, and you can get about 610 pictures. So you see what happens here. You get less with this one, more with this one. If we go to medium, you're going to be looking at about 3.6 megabytes. You get about 500 pictures. If you go with the noisy one, you're going to get approximately, well, first of all, it's going to be about 2 megabyte size, and you're going to get about 990 pictures. Then if you go smooth, small, you get about a 2 megabyte size on a file, and you're going to get about 910 pictures. And then if you get the chunky staircase small, you're going to be looking at 1 megabyte file and about 1,680 pictures that you could take for 2 gigabytes. So that's how that works. Now let's go over to the RAW. Let's click this one over. I'm just going to put it on RAW. If you're a serious photographer, you're going to use RAW because RAW is uncompressed, number one. That means that it captures all of the information. All JPEGs are compressed, so they're lower quality photos. With RAW, you can do much more in post. But they give you a couple choices. You can go RAW, you can go SRAW1, SRAW2. So if you shoot straight up RAW, each file size is going to be about 26 megabytes, and for 2 gigabytes, you get about 72 pictures. If you go SRAW1, you're looking at about 15 megabytes file size, and you're looking at about 120 pictures. That's this one right here, okay? And then if you go to the last SRAW2, you're going to be looking at about a 11 megabyte file size, and I mean, you can get about 170 pictures on that. But I mean, why would you even use those? I would just stick with RAW. Now we've got these giant cards where you got 250 gigabytes on a card. When this camera came out, people were buying 16, 8 gigabyte cards, and they were expensive. Now they're cheap, so you can get them. The card that comes with this is a CF card. It's a little bit different because it's an older camera. Now you can also shoot a JPEG and a RAW file at the same time, and when you do that, you're going to really suck up the space in your card. If you do that, you're looking at 25, 26 megabytes plus about another 6. You're looking at 57 pictures for every 2 gigabytes. If you go with the smaller one, you're getting about 89 pictures. And if you go with the very small one, you get about 110 pictures for 2 gigabytes. But screw that, just go for RAW. Put a big card in there. And if you're going to be doing post, you don't really need to shoot a JPEG. You can make it a JPEG in your post on your Lightroom. So what I do is when I shoot is these RAW files, and that's all I use. And if I want to compress it on my computer, I will, if I'm going to be sending it to somebody. But this way you get the best flexibility and you can do the most manipulation with the data that you get from the photo, and it's completely uncompressed. All right, so anyway, once you've decided on what you're going to shoot, and I'm going to shoot RAW, and I'm not going to shoot a JPEG, so that little slash means no JPEG. If I moved it over, I'd be shooting JPEGs. I move it here, no JPEG. Watch how it changes on there. See there, it adds the RAW and the large JPEG. I just want to go RAW. Bam, I'm on RAW. And that's it. And if I'm good for that, I'm just going to click here, and that's going to be the setting that I'm going to be shooting at from now on. So I'm going to press this middle button, and now I'm shooting RAW, and that's it. So we're in, and then we hit here, and we're out of the menu, and Bob is your uncle again. Next, we're going to show you how to rotate an image from landscape to profile on your Canon. All right, and we're on the first page, and to navigate at the pages, we use this. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull it over one. And then I'm going to come to this wheel here and navigate down to rotate. And I'm going to press this, and it's going to open up the photo. Now, if I want to rotate it, all I got to do is hit this button here, watch. And there's my guitar rotating around in a circle. Let's do it again. And that's it. That's how you do it. All right, I'm going to show you the file numbering in the Canon 5D Mark II. So we're going to go ahead and open up the menu. We're going to go to, I think, the 4th page. 1, 2, 3. Yes, there we go. And if you look down here, it says file numbering continuous. That's what I have set. So I'm going to navigate now down this way. I navigated to the pages here. So let's navigate down. Now I'm in file numbering, and boom. Now if you want, you can auto reset this, or you can manual reset. But I just leave it on continuous, and it just keeps on numbering them in a linear fashion, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think that's the best way. And that way, when you upload them into your computer, you're not going to have problems. So what I've done here is I've opened up some photos from surfing, and you can see these are the file numbers, and they're in a certain order. And if you have 2 photos that have the same file number but they're different photos, the computer just recognizes this number, and it'll say you have a duplicate, or it won't upload it. It'll tell you, it'll ask you if you want to upload it anyway. So you want to keep a continuous flow, I think, on your file number so that you don't have doubles and then they're different photos but have the same file number. So that's something to think about when you're shooting and you're setting up your menu for file numbering on your Canon. All right, next what we're going to do is show you how to use the folders on your Canon 5D Mark II. All right, first of all, we got to get into the menu, right? I'm going to go ahead and pop this thing here. And then I'm gonna navigate with this over to the 4th page, which is that little wrench with 1 dot. And then I'm gonna navigate down to select folders, right? I'm gonna click on that. And if you notice, I've got 1, 2, 3 folders in there. So if I wanted to shoot one model and put all our pictures in that first one, what I would do is I'd press that button and then I would shoot. And then if I had a new model that I want, if I had a new model that I wanted to do, I might want to put her in this folder, right? And then I would shoot my pictures. And then my 3rd model, I may, shoot my pictures in this one by clicking this. And then what I would do, is go ahead and do my shots. Let me just do one so you can see. So now there should be a new picture in there. See, now there's 3 in there. Okay, so now let's say, okay, you got done, you did the shot, you uploaded everything to your computer or whatever, however you do it, right? And let's say now you want to erase all the images, but you want to keep the folders. So what you would do is you'd go back to this 2nd page here. I navigate it that way by pushing the wheel this way, right? And I'm going to go to Erase Images. And then I'm just going to go down, I'm going to say all images in folder. I could do that if I wanted to do folder by folder, but I want to get rid of all the images in all the folders. So I'm going to come here to all images on the card. And I'm just going to go ahead and click that, and then I'm going to pull it over with this to the OK, and I'm going to press that button. And bam, all those images should be gone now. Now let's go over and look and see if that's the case. Oh, look, they're all gone. So bam, there you go. Now you've just erased all the images, and now if you want to use these folders for some other shoot, you can. But let's say you just want to get rid of all these folders. Okay, how do you do that? All right, let's go ahead and press this. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to slide up. Whoops. We're going to slide up with this to format, and then we're going to click this, and then we're just going to pull this over to OK, and I'm going to press this button. When I do, all the data that is on the card, including those folders, will disappear. Watch. Bam. All right, now let's go back down, whoops, to select folder, and I just have the 1 folder now. So you're always going to have 1 folder, but I just got rid of the other 2. And if I wanted to create more folders, I can do it by just pulling this down, hitting that, going to OK, bam. If I want to do another one, pull it down, hit that, go to OK. And you can make as many folders as you want, right? You want to create another folder, hit that. Okay, now I got 4 folders in there. So now I can put my pictures in any, one of 4 folders. All right, just like your iPhone and a lot of the electronic equipment you have now, you can set your camera, your Canon 5D, to turn off even if you have it on the on position after a certain number of minutes. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're in the menu right now, and what I'm going to do is I press this, look. All right, so then I'm in the menu. I'm going to go to the 4th page here by moving this 2, 3, 4, and it's the top one here. It says auto power off 1 minute. So that's what I've got it set for. So if I set the camera down, within a minute, the camera just like shuts down, and then you have to to press something to get it back on when it's in the on position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here, and you can change that. You can make it 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 8 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or you can just make it off, and just have the camera will just be on constantly. But I suggest to save your battery, you keep it on a minute, and that's what I do. So that's probably the smartest thing. Saves your battery, and it really, if you're not shooting, you want the camera down, powered down. So I'm just going to leave it right there. And that's basically how you do it. All right, so I'm going to show you auto rotation in this. And so I'm going to show you auto rotation. So if you shoot something, let's say in portrait mode, like this, it shows up in the camera sideways, right? But then when I go to look at it, it switches it around. It auto rotates it. So at first, when you shoot like this, just like this, you're going to see it this way, right? But then when I come back in, it flips it around. I'm going to show you how you do that on the camera so that you don't have to do it in post. It automatically goes to a portrait from your standard. Like if I shoot this way, this is what I call landscape, right? And then if I shoot this way, this is what a portrait. So look. And I'm going to rotate. I'm going to come over to the 4th. I'm coming over to the 4th thing, and then I'm on auto rotate. I'll open it up, and I just have it on for the camera or the computer. You can turn it off, and then when you shoot something that's in a portrait mode, it's going to be sideways in your camera, and then you have to do it in post. But if you set it on auto rotate here, you're good. Bam, you don't have to worry about it anymore. All right, so to get to auto rotate on the camera, open up the menu, get on top here, pull it over to the 4th position, or the, where it shows that toolkit, slide down 1, click on it, and you can have it on, which I do for the computer and the camera, or you could have it off, or you could have it just computer. So if I do a picture this way, let's just take a shot this way. If you look at this, it shows it sideways. But if I come in here and click on it, look, it auto-rotated it into a portrait from a landscape. So if you go ahead and shoot something this way, this is basically your portrait mode. It shows it sideways first, but then when I go in here, it just rotates it automatically. And that's auto-rotate. Let's go back. That's auto-rotate, and I've got it on. You can turn it off, like I said, by doing that. If I turn it off, check it out, watch what happens. Then when I click here, I'm in a portrait mode. You look at it, it's still there. If I go here, guess what? It's still in the portrait mode. So you want to go ahead, I would say, and turn that to this position. That way it saves you a lot of time in post. All right, and that's it. That's how you do it. Next, I'm going to show you how to change the brightness on your screen. So first, we're just going to open up the menu. I've got the camera turned on. And then what we've got to do is we've got to pull this and slide over to the 5th page, which is a wrench with 2, you see those 2 little dots on it right there? That's the page you want to go to. And the first heading here is LCD brightness, and I've got it on auto right now. But if we wanted to change that, what we could do is click on this, and then if you notice, it's got that little like wheel thing from up here. So if I want to go to manual, I've got to pull it, and I'm on manual now. Now if I use this, I can move through the various permutations of brightness. There's the lowest, which I don't think you'd want to use. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And if I'm good with that, all I've got to do is click in the middle here, and that's going to be my adjusted brightness for my LCD screen. So I'm going to just put it right there because I like that. And bam, there we go. You can see it right here. It's showing that I've got it way over here on the thing. Next, we're going to show you how to set the date and the time on your camera. We've got to navigate over to the tool with 2 dots, which is a wrench with 2 dots right there. And then we just got to drop down 1 to where it says date and time. You can see it's the wrong date. So let's go ahead and open that up. And I've got it on 2020. Now that's during the plague. So let's go ahead and press this button and get our little arrows. And then all we got to do is just use this to navigate. So I'm going to go, no, that's the wrong way. I'm going to go up to 2022. And if I'm good with that, I'll just click here. Then I can roll over here. It's not April, it's May. So we got to get to 5. And then we'll just, that's good. We'll just hit here. And then we come over here, the 23rd. No, today is the 20th, so I've got to go down. And bam, I'm good. And now just to get down to the OK, I'm just going to pull this through everything. And then once I'm there, I'm just going to hit it. And there it is, 2022, May 20th, and whatever those numbers are. Now, I've already set the date on this. I fixed it in the other video where I made it from 2020 to 2022, from April to May, and from the 20 to the 21st. But I screwed up because I didn't change this time. So what I've got to do here is I've got to move over. I'm going to slide over, and it's the 20th. I'm going to click that. I'm going to go down 1. So now we're at 20, okay? And then we're at 1, 13, and 12 seconds. So I want to check and see what the time is. So I'm going to get my phone over here. Right now it's 2:25, okay, or 2:25. So I've got to go over 1, and then I'm going to click this. I'm going to pop up. Whoops, I'm going to go down to 2, all right? And then I got to get here, click it, and then I'm going to go to 25. And I don't think the seconds matter that much, but that's how we're going to set the time. Bam, done. Now we're in, all right? So if that's good, then we're going to navigate down. We got our date and our time set, and we're going to hit OK. Next, I'm going to show you how to set the language on your camera. Go to your menu, click on it, navigate using this to the 5th page, which is that little wrench with the 2 dots above it. You got to go down to language, so you're just going to take your wheel here, bring her down. I've got it set to English, but you can see there's a whole bunch of languages that you could use. Look at them all. I mean, we got pages of languages, lots of languages, but you know what? I speak English, so I'm going to keep it on English. And bam, that's how you do it. All right, in this video, I'm going to show you how to use the image jump feature on your Canon 5D. All right, so anyway, when you do it, you're going to be using this. You're going to either go forward or backwards with this. And when you move it, it's going to make your jump, whether it's going to be 110 or 100 shots or movies or whatever, or folders. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the menu here, and we've got to pull over with this to the third page. Then we're going to navigate down to the image jump feature. Notice that weird looking wheel thing. That's that right there. So we're just going to come down there and we're going to go ahead and click on that. Bam. And I've got it set to 10 images right now. So if we want to look at this, what we can do is just go ahead and click on it. We're going to be 10 images. It tells me right there. Then I'm going to go into my viewfinder. And as I go through it, you're going to see this number change by 10. Watch. And it may jump from one folder to another folder because I only have like 20 shots in each folder and 2 movies in this. So just watch it go. So it just went to 53. Now I don't know, it's probably going to pop into the other folder. So bam, it goes into the other folder. It gives me a different number. And then it pops down to 38. And if I go the other way, I'm pulling it this way, and it's going 10 each time. Now I can still go 1 at a time by doing this. You see that? And if I want to go 10 from here, watch. It just does it. Let's say I think I can go the other way. Yeah. So anyway, that's how that works. And now if we wanted to look at some, let's say, movies, I could do that too, right? I'm on movies and get out of the menu now. And then I come back down here and look at this. And then I have to click this over once and then it goes to the movies. I only have 2 on here. So there, if you look, you see that's a movie right there. And if I click it over, it gives me the other movie. And you can see the big change in the number because they're in two different folders. I got one in the 101 folder and one in the 102 folder. All right, so let's go back to the menu and let's go in here. Let's go to folders. All right, now we're going to switch to folders, right? So let's go ahead and look here. And so now it's just going to go from 100 to 101. First, I got to click it once, and then the second time there's that folder, there's 100 folder, and there's that folder. And each folder's got 10 pictures in it. So anyway, you can do it a number of different ways. What I am going to do is I like to keep it at 10 images, all right? And then if I want, I can use this to go 1 image at a time, or I could use this to go 10 images at a time. And that's basically how the thing works. All right, a lot of things have changed since this Canon 5D Mark II came out. I mean, this camera's 10 years old, but it's still an awesome piece of machinery, especially for filmmakers. So if you're going to be shooting in the United States, I'm going to show you what you're going to have to set your camera at. First, we open up the menu. We're going to go over to the 5th, the 1, 2, 3, 4, the wrench with 2 little dots on it. And we're going to come down to video, right here, video systems. We're going to use this to navigate. And I'm going to click on that. So if you're in the United States, you're going to use NTSC and not PAL. If you're in Europe, you would use PAL, but this is, we're going to use NTSC. So then you're going to click on that and make sure that's your video system that you're using. And that's how you set the camera up for the United States of America. Next, we're going to show you how to set up the live video movie recording on this Canon 5D. Then we navigate over to the 5th wrench with 2 little dots on it. Then we're going to go down to view, live view movie function, set. We're going to slide down using this to navigate. Once we get there, we're going to click on it. And then on the movie right here, we've got it enabled, but you could disable it if you wanted to, but let's keep it enabled. The grid, I got it off. I don't want a grid. The autofocus mode, yes, I want quick mode on that. I want that to work fast. The movie size, I've got it 1920 by 1080. That's what you want to have. And I'm shooting 30 frames a second because that's going to give me my best quality on this. And then sound recording, I want it on because I'm recording sound. And that's how I set mine up. Now you can set it up a different way if you want, but that's the best way if you're going to be shooting film, okay? So let's go back to the menu. And here's how it works. If you're going to shoot film, you're going to press this button here, and you got to take the cap off. And then you can go here, and when you press this, what it's going to do is it's going to give you a red dot that tells you that you're videotaping. Then when you press it again, you just turned off that video. And that's how that works. You've got to click this again to get out of it, all right? So like, let's say you do this, and you're doing some shooting, and then you go and put your cap on. Oh, guess what? You're still in that mode. So you want to get out of that. You know what I mean? You don't want that continually running. So you got to go ahead and hit that, and that turns that off. Next, I'm going to show you how to shoot video on this Canon 5D. All right, so what we're going to do is, first of all, you make sure your camera's on, right? And then I'm going to go ahead and put it in automatic for right now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to this little button, and you can see there's like a little camera thing there. And there's like something here. It's right here on the right-hand side, right next to the menu. And I'm going to press that. And what's going to happen is that LCD is going to light up. Better take my cap off. And you're going to see the pattern here. This is your focus pattern. That's the pattern that I'm using. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it to the side here, and I'm going to kind of point it at my guitar. All right, you can see that. And then now if I'm ready to go ahead and shoot, I would just press this. But I've already pressed this. I know I'm in video mode, but I want to do an autofocus. And when I do the autofocus, what you're going to see is a couple of red lights light up here. Watch. You see that? That's focusing on that area. And then if I'm good with it, I'm going to go ahead and press this button here. And you're going to see that little red dot right there. You see that? So that red dot tells me that I'm recording. All right, now if I'm good with my recording, I click again. And over here, you see this? You see this light flashing? That's telling me that I'm recording. Okay? And that's telling me that I'm recording. So you got two little things. Let me show you here. You see that? Beep, beep. All right, now if I'm done, I'm going to click here. Notice the red light disappears, and you notice that this light stops. So if we're cool with that, then we're going to go over here. We're just going to review it. I'm going to press this button here, and now I'm in the review. So the first thing I got to do is I got to press this, and it's going to take me to the play page. Now this is, you can't touch this, unfortunately. This was made way before the touch screen. But for me to play it, then next I just have to press this again. And you're going to see that little red dot right there. You see that? You don't see it in here because it tells me that I'm recording. You just hear me talk. All right, let's go ahead. If you all also look at, see that? That lets you know that you're watching it too. And you can see that up here it shows you how long the video is and how far in it you are. Okay, so that's that. Now if you want to watch it again, you click this once and then you click it again and it plays through again, so you can see it playing through. All right, let's go ahead and stop it. All right, and that's basically how you do it. I mean, it's pretty simple. You got this one here, you hit, this turns on. You can do the autofocus if you want, which I think is smart. Then you hit this, red dot, light flashing. When you're done, hit it again, bam. And to review it, you just go over here, 2 clicks, and Bob's your uncle. All right, I'm going to show you how to get the sensor cleaned on your Canon 5D Mark II by doing it internally. What we're going to do is go here, we're going to click the menu, cha-ching, and then we're going to slide over to the 5th page, which is the wrench with the 2 little thingamabobs in it. Then we're going to go down to sensor cleaning right there. So I'm just going to use this to navigate. I'm going to click on it. Now I can just go ahead and clean it right now, which I'm going to do, watch. And then it says clean sensor with cleaning function of the camera. Yeah, I'm going to hit OK. And bam, it's done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm also going to use the auto clean. I'm going to enable that. All right. So let's enable that. That's how you do that. And then you just go back to the menu. And bam, now every time you turn the camera on, it's going to clean the sensor. Next, I'm going to show you how to check the battery life on your Canon 5D. One way you can do it is just come over here and just look right down in this little space here, and you'll see I've got like 2 little bars left there. But the other way that you can do it is go to the menu, click on it, and you got to navigate all the way to the end. And you're on battery information there, and you're just going to click on it, and it's going to tell you remaining capacity 48%, shutter count 171, recharging performance 3 dots. So it gives you a detailed inventory of exactly what's going on with your battery, and that's how you do it. Next, we're going to show you how to delete multiple images on the Canon 5D. All right, first thing we're going to do is open up the menu, click on that. You got to make sure your camera is on. I've already turned it on. And then I have to navigate over 1 page this way. So I'm going to pull up here this way. There I am. And I'm already on Erase All Images. But if you turn it and it's here, the way you get to it is by pulling on this little wheel. And then once you're on Erase Images, you're going to click this. Now, it's going to ask us, do we want to select Erase and Erase Images? So let's say you don't want to get rid of all of them, but you want to get rid of some of them. Well, what you're going to do is press on this button right here. And then you're going to look at this picture here and see if you want it. If you want to get rid of it, you press this button. It's going to set a check right next to the garbage can right here. You see that? And then if I want to go to the next picture, I just slide over. And if I want to set that one, I could press here, but I want to keep that one. So let's go this way. Yeah, I think I'm going to get rid of that one. There's 2. Now there's 3 in the set. And I'm going to keep going. 4. I'm getting rid of all of these ones that I just took pictures of my stereo system, and just random shots. And so now I've got, if you look here, I've set 8 photos in this group, and there's the garbage can. Then I have to come down to the garbage can here on the left corner. I'm going to click on it, and it's going to give me cancel or hit OK. Now, if I hit OK, all those images are going to be gone. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK, and bam, those are done. Those are gone. Now, if you wanted to get rid of all images in a folder, you could just go there, and then you could press on this, and what it's going to do, it's going to open up that page again, and then you could either cancel or you go to OK. If it's OK, you hit that. If it's cancel, you hit that. So let's go ahead and cancel that, because I might want to save some of those. All right, and then let's go back, and let's go to all images on the card. So if I click that, I could get rid of everything on the card. I could cancel it by clicking here, or I can move it over by pulling this way to OK, and then hit OK. But I don't know if I want to get rid of them, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel right now. And then we can go back to the menu. Bam, and there you are. And that's how you erase images on your Canon 5D Mark II super camera. And this is an awesome camera, by the way, even though it's over 10 years old. It still shoots better pictures than your iPhone. I'll show you how to set your autofocus distribution points on your Canon 5D Mark II. First of all, if you're going to do this and set the points of autofocus, you need to have it on manual. So I've got it on M. If you put it on automatic, it's just going to pick the focal point, and you don't get a choice in it. But if you go to manual, then you can manipulate it, and you can work on that. So what we're going to do first is we're going to press menu, right? And then we're going to navigate over to the 4th page right here. And right under highlight, or the first one, we're going to slide down. It's got auto point distribution. Now you could disable this if you want, if you think that you're just going to do everything manually and focus manually, or you can enable it, which I have it enabled. Now this is going to be a little complicated, because basically what we're going to be doing is going inside of this viewfinder and looking at a pattern of dots that we're going to manipulate with, number 1, this, and this. So anyway, once you've enabled this, and that's basically what we've done, we can go ahead and turn off that menu. The way you're going to navigate through this is first, and each time you do this, you've got to depress this button right here. Then you can go to the top wheel here, and you can move through it, just like that. And it's just going to go through the various, points inside that viewfinder. And then if you're cool with it, you just leave it where it's at, and you're ready to go with that pattern that you've set. If not, you can also come over here, and you can move it down by pressing the bottom, or up by pressing the top, or to the side by pressing this way, or the other side that way. And then if you press it this way, it gives you 1 dot. If you press it again, it gives you the full pattern. It's the same with this too. It will take you to the full pattern. And then the last one you can do, you got to press this first, of course, is this one. You can go all the way around with this, and it just goes around the pattern, top, side, bottom, center, and then full pattern. And that's how you navigate. So each time you press this, navigate with either this, or this, and you can set your pattern for your autofocus distribution of points and how you want them to be. All right, so what you're going to do is get your camera up. You're going to, put it to autofocus distribution like we did. You're going to press this little thing right here, and then you're going to look through it like this, and then you're just going to go around with this until you find the pattern you want. And I put mine on full pattern. And then if I want to take a picture, I do a depression, and it gives me my focal points. All right, so let's go ahead and try that. I have my autofocus set on the pattern. So when I depress the plunger to take a photo, it kind of shows a couple of different little areas that it's focusing in on. But we can change that by going in and manipulating the autofocus. You do that by pressing the autofocus button. And then I can move around by hitting the wheel. And there I'm in the middle again. And then I can also switch it with my other little control panel. There's a full array. And if you want to use that, you can. Or you can go, to the top, to the bottom, to the side, or the whole in the middle by pushing center. So you can go top, bottom, side, middle, right? And so that's kind of how it works, basically. If I push the whole thing, it lights it all up, and then I'm focusing on that whole area. If I push that, it just goes to the center. And then if I click it, you see how it lights up in the center? Now let's say if I go to the top, if I go to the bottom, and I depress it, that lights up. So what we want to do is really, I like to have it right in the center. I think that's going to work the best. And then if I click it, it lights up in the center. You can also use your wheel. So you can go all the way around with your wheel and find it. So the tools we're going to use for autofocus is first we're going to click on this little box right here. You see that? And then once I do that, it's going to give me my focal point. If I want to change it, I can use this top thing. That gives me a full pattern right there. Or I could go to 1 point, 2 points, 3 points. I'm just going around the pattern right now. There's the center. And if I click that, I go back there, center. If I do a half thing, it does that. If I go back and I go here to the full thing and I click it, it tries to find focal points. You see that? So you can manipulate it this way. Now the other way you can do it is by going here and then going this way. I can do this point. I can go over there. I can go up. I can go down. I can just basically go all the way around. If I press the whole thing, it gives me the center, or it can give me the full field. So those are the ways that you can do it. All right. And then whenever you press down, you're going to hear that sound that gives you that autofocus. And that's basically your system. So you have to press this first, then you move this. Each time you got to press it, and then you can use this too. Let's see if we can do this one here. See if this does it. Yeah, it does. This one works too. So you can go all the way around with your wheel and find it. So you can use this, and this, but you have to press this first. And that's basically how it works. I'll show you to erase everything off of your card. Go to the menu, click on it. You're going to go to Erase Images. I've already got it on there. I would navigate with this to find it. Click that. Slide down to Images on Card. Click that. Go to OK. Click that. And Bob is your uncle. You just got rid of everything on your camera. Check it out. No image. I'm going to show you how to do a quick slideshow in your menu on your Canon 5D Mark II. First of all, we're going to go to Menu, cha-ching, and we're going to slide over to the third one here. So if you're over here, you got to get over here. Then you're going to go down to Slideshow, and then you're just going to click on it, and then you're just going to hit Start by clicking here. And now watch, it's going to load the images, and it's going to give you a slideshow. And there's only a couple of images in there, so it's just going to go over them over again. And that's basically it. That's how you do it. All right. Next, I'm going to show you how to use the histogram on your Canon. And then what you're going to do is you're going to creep over with the controller on top until you get to the fourth page. And then you've got to scroll down to histogram. Right now I've got it on red, green, blue. So I'm just going to leave it there for now. And I'm going to go over and we're going to look at a picture. There it is right there. You see the red, green, blue? So now I can look at this photo and I can see the levels of red, green, and blue in it. All right, so let's go back and let's go ahead and let's put it to brightness. All right, now let's go back here. And now you can see the brightness in it. So it gives you these two different things that you can look at. And basically it's this chart right here. And that is your histogram. All right, I'm going to show you how not to make a rookie mistake with your Canon 5D Mark II. First thing you want to do when you get this is go to your menu, plop this open. You're going to be on the first page. The way you navigate is here. And I want you to navigate down to Shoot Without a Card. If this is on, because sometimes it is, that means that you could actually take pictures without the card. Let me go ahead and turn it on for right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the card out. So let's say you're on a shoot, right? And you're out there and you're like, I'm going to take some photos here. So you start taking a bunch of photos, they're coming up, you're having a great time. And then you get home and you realize, oh shoot, I don't have a card in there. There's no card inside of my camera. Guess what? All those photos are gone. There's no internal hard drive on this to store on. There's no SSD, nothing. So you have to have a CF card on this. So I strongly recommend that you don't make that mistake. Go to the menu, hit that button, turn it to off, and always have your setting at shoot without card on off. That's the smartest thing you can possibly do. That way, if there's no card in here, I'm just going to pop the card out. Let's do an actuation with it. Watch. No card. So it doesn't let me take a picture. That way you're not going to make the mistake. See that? No CF. I press that, no CF. Do this because if you don't, you may end up shooting a bunch of photos and then realize you forgot to put your card. I'm going to show you how to turn the beep on and off when you take pictures on your 5D Mark II Canon. First of all, we have to open up the menu. Bam. And you can see I've already got it on beep. To navigate in your menu, in the page, you just use this little wheel here. All right, so we're on beep. I just press this button, and now I can change it from off to on. When I do that, I click on that little button right here, and now it's ready to go. So if I close the menu, and let's say I take a picture, when I depress this, even if I do a half depression, it makes that little beep. You see that? And then if I take a picture, it also makes that beep. So whenever you depress this, even if you're just focusing, it makes that beep sound. Listen. Okay. Now, if you don't want it on there, you just come back over here, click on the button, go to off, click that, and bam, you're ready to go. Now listen. Nothing. You still can hear a little movement, but that's about it. I'm going to show you how to change the review time for your photographs on your Canon 5D Mark II. So the first thing you have to do is open up the menu. The way we navigate is with this little wheel here. So I'm going to go down to review time. I've got it set at 4 seconds right now, but let's go ahead and click on that. Now we can change that. The way we navigate inside that box is with this wheel. Let's go ahead and go to off, right? Click that. Now it's on off. If I take a photo, watch. There's 0 review, okay? You don't get to see the photo. All right, so now let's go back. Let's go to 2 seconds. Click that. Do another photo. 1001, 1002, and it's gone. All right, are you guys getting it? Let's go to 4 seconds. All right. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Gone. All right, you getting the gist of it? Now let's go ahead and go to 8 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008. So that's how that works. Now if we go, let's go in and let's go down to hold. All right, I'm going to put it on hold. Let's take a picture. Now this thing won't disappear. It just stays there. All right. So I don't know if you want that or not. I mean, you could do that and then you could look at it as much as you want. But and then you can just keep shooting. You know, it just shows you the next picture. But I don't really like that. I don't want to burn up my battery by having my screen on all the time. So I'm going to leave it on 4 seconds. I'm going to click it there. And bam, that's it. That's how you do it. I'm going to show you how to get rid of dark corners on your photographs when you take them with your 5D Mark II Canon. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in here, all right, and we're going to navigate all the way down to where it says Peripheral Illumination. We're going to click on that. Right now it's enabled. If you get your camera, it's on disabled, then you possibly could get those dark corners. So what you want to do is you want to do the correction. You go to enable by navigating here, and then you press that button, and now it's enabled. So now you won't have those dark corners. And that's basically called Peripheral Illumination Correction. When you go in here, you can see it tells you what lens you have, and basically the camera's smart. It's got a brain in it, figures out what it's got to do to get those corners nice and bright, and you don't have to do anything because you've enabled that, and the computer's doing it for you. I'm going to show you how to protect an image that you've taken from being deleted accidentally. And you can lock an image out. I'm going to show you how to do that. First thing we got to do is make sure the camera's on. It is. Hit the menu button. We're in this first page, but we've got to go to the second, so I got to pull this back. And I'm going to hit that second page right there by pulling that. See how that moves it like that? And the first one is protected image. So if I click on this, it's going to go to the first image. And the first image is this, whatever I took a picture of. Now I have to click this again. It's going to give me a little key thing there, right? So now let's go and get out of that. Let's close that out. Let's close out the thing. Let's go open up our photos and look at them. All right, if you notice, this has got that little key right there. That means I can't erase it. So let's go ahead and try to erase it. I'm going to press the garbage button here. And now I'm going to navigate over to erase with this thing here. And I'm going to click this and watch what happens. Oh, it's protected. It's not letting me change that. So I can't delete that, right? So let's go over here and hit cancel. And let's go ahead and let's go back to menu. Now, if we want to change this, you've got to go back to menu. You've got to go back to protected images. And then you've got to hit this button again to get rid of that. And now you can delete that photo. So if I close out the menu, I go here, and I want to delete that. Now I can delete it. Bam, it's gone. And that's how you do that. I'm going to show you how to erase a photo that you've taken in your Canon 5D Mark II using the garbage can feature on the back of your camera. First of all, let's go ahead and open up all of our photos right here. I'm going to click this, and it's going to give me some photos. And I'm just going to go to this one right here because it's pretty ugly. All I've got to do, if I want to get rid of that photo, is just click the garbage can thing down here, right there. And then it brings me to this page, and it asks me, do I want to cancel or do I want to erase? So if I want to erase it, I pull this over, and then all I do is click this button right here, and bam, that photo is gone. It's off of your card. And that's basically how you do it. All right, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel and check out my other awesome videos where I show you how to do stuff with your Canon 5D Mark II camera. Peace out.